Well, this is my Christmas tree. What does your Christmas tree look like? Well, I'm getting the impression it wasn't worth brushing my hair or putting my lipstick on, but this is the video for you if you'd like to come along and visit a Christmas tree festival with me. If you love things all flower arranging, crafting, and with some charity shop shopping thrown in too, why don't you consider subscribing to my channel? That's better. All you need to do is to tap the red button that says subscribe, and that means next time you open the app on your phone, your laptop or your computer, one of my videos will be waiting for you. So in this week's video, I am going to take you along to Smarden, which is the village next door to the village I visited in last week's video when I showed you around the charity shops at Headcorn and their Christmas tree festival, which featured 100 real trees. The Christmas tree festival in Smarden was a little bit smaller with 25 trees, and I caught a glimpse of the famous Paul Hollywood, the host of the Great British Bake Off, who lives locally, but there isn't any footage of him in this video. So anyway, let's get on with the show and I will give you a guided tour of the fabulous trees at this flower festival. Now, I think we overheard someone saying that the flower festival only takes place every other year. So if you do want to visit, you'll need to make a note to visit in December 2025. Welcome to Smarden and St Michael's Church for their Christmas tree festival. And who did we spot as we were walking up the path to the front door of the church? But the man himself. It's Father Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
This is the parish church of St Michael the Archangel, Smarden. We headed straight to the back of the church because we'd spotted the bric-a-brac and crafting stall, and on the way we spotted this mannequin-style Christmas tree. And I'm guessing it's the Archangel themselves. Just look at the work that's gone into creating that bodice with the Christmas baubles and the feathered wings and the tiny tinsel halo. This rag wreath caught our eyes because my friends and I actually crafted our own rag wreaths a couple of weeks ago. I'm always on the lookout for extra Christmas baubles to hang on my tree, and you'll know which ones came home with me if you watch my last thrift haul video. I'll leave a link to it in the description underneath this one. As you can see, this is a beautiful church. Just look at that roof structure. And from my vantage point at the back of the church, I spotted this little tree here. I'm guessing it was made by local children who've taken prints of their hands and crafted them into Christmas decorations. If you're thinking of hosting your own Christmas tree festival, just have a look at how the Christmas trees are displayed. The church has made these wooden blocks that fit onto the back of the pews. So to view the trees up close, you need to walk along the length of the pew, and then you get a really good view. I think this tree was sponsored by the local catering company. So can you see that the paper chains have got little pig faces on them, the pinwheel star at the top. I think there were aubergine shaped baubles and all sorts of things with a food related theme. And on the other side of the aisle, another mannequin style Christmas tree. Doesn't it look just so elegant with the red skirt trailing down to the side? And I bet you can't guess the theme of this Christmas tree. It's to raise awareness for the red listed animals which are in danger of extinction. I particularly like the simplicity of this tree. Recycled Christmas cards, cut out into star shapes, hung up with red and white baker's twine, and then just a few simple red baubles. And the decorations on the next tree, well, they're little yellow bath ducks. And behind that, the black and white, can you guess the theme there? It's 101 Dalmatians. And the garland here is made up with little balloons almost of deco mesh. Did you watch last week's video when I did point out the deco mesh wreath I spotted in a shop window and then came across some reels of mesh in the charity shop? It's not something that's readily available normally here in England. And from the Girl Guide's tree at Headcorn Village, this is another Christmas tree decorated by the local Girl Guide company. Lots of woolen crafted decorations. Did you see the Father Christmas feet at the bottom of the tree? Well, there is his face at the top. And let's talk about sprouts. Do you like yours boiled to a mush or enjoy them al dente? This tree really brought a smile to my face. And then a reminder about why these events take place, these fundraisers. So it's not just about the community coming together, but the important thing is about making sure the church's running costs are covered. And a reminder that if you love flower festivals or Christmas tree festivals, I do have a playlist of videos, and I'll leave a link to that in the description underneath this video. And can you guess who put together this Christmas tree? They aren't Christmas puddings hanging from the tree branches. They are short mat bowls. Isn't that such a great idea? Obviously they're Christmas baubles that would be decorated, because if they were the real bowling balls, they would be far too heavy. It was so lovely to enjoy each tree individually, and then just to stand back from time to time to take in the whole church. Right at the back of the church there was a craft store with lots of handmade items, and I wondered whether the people that made these patchwork decorations were also responsible for the craft items at the back of the church. Looking at these kind of decorations always reminds me of my mum, who was an avid patchworker. Just look at the detail that's gone into each of those little hanging pieces. And lovely to see the Advent crown in place with its 4 purple candles and the single white candle to be lit on Christmas Day. And sitting next to that is a paper crafted tree. Again, I think this must have been done by local school children, primary school children, tracing around their hands to create the wings of the dove. And the prize for the best Christmas tree goes to... well, actually, this did win the viewers' vote. So once you've been around the whole Christmas tree festival, you're invited to cast your vote for your favourite tree. And it was this one that won. So all these individual felted ornaments were made from a kit. And of course you can guess the theme, can't you? It's the 12 days of Christmas. It was absolutely exquisite. And I think the note next to it said it had taken the lady 3 years to make these decorations. It's gorgeous. And if you're local to Smarden, I wonder whether you can spot your dog in this Christmas tree. I think this must be the one sponsored by Walkies, which presumably is a local dog walking company. And here's another tree with handcrafted decorations, each one made with silk fabric. Really rich, deep colours. And as we look over the tree, look out for the stars hidden in it. Well, actually they are allium seed heads which have been sprayed with gold. And then the gold theme continued around the trim around the silk decorations, but also with the beaded garland. Again, did you spot the beaded garland very similar to that in the charity shop in Headcorn from last week's video. So if you're thinking perhaps of hosting or designing your own Christmas tree for a Christmas tree festival, going to the charity shop might be a good place to source your supplies. And this is a very green tree. Most of the Christmas trees had pale white lights, but we've gone for the green theme here. And can you guess who decorated this tree? It's got lots of natural elements. There's an Eryngium thistle head there that's been sprayed, teasel head, looks like little seeds glued onto a base there. There's acorns, a little bird. It's the Smarden Gardeners Society. I really love that homespun crafted look. It just goes to show you don't have to go for red baubles all the time. And next to it you can guess who designed this tree, I'm sure. Just check out that huge bell pull coming through the centre of the Christmas tree. I was quite intrigued as well by the Christmas tree stands. This looked to be very secure. It's almost as if those metal rods are going up inside the Christmas tree and holding it really firm. And then we've got a figurine here. Is this the Gulliver's Travels giant? He's holding on to the bell pull, and each of the bells are made from terracotta pots, sprayed gold, with a nut and bolt inside as the clanger. It was really very clever. And this tree here was getting quite a lot of attention, put together by a group calling themselves Duffers and Chuffers, so old men who love trains. It's quite mesmerising watching the trains go around the track. Is that Thomas the Tank Engine in the blue? I think this tree must have been designed by Jill's Knitters. So a Christmas tree decorated with woolly hats and pom-poms. And right near the altar is this tree, which was designed by the Smarden Church flower arrangers, a classic in golds and reds. Notice how the red carnation is in the little water flask there, a modern test tube. This upside down allium seed head, almost as if it's an orange pomander with a red ribbon on the top. Teasels tied with red ribbon, a few glittery baubles, and the acorn cases there, put together probably on a polystyrene base. Pine cones. There's such a lot to look at. A little bit of gold frosting there, glitter on the petals of the carnation. And from the flower arrangers we move on to the WI tree. Can you spot what's been used to make the star at the top of the tree? It's the screw-on caps to kilner jars. And they've used those to create little flat hanging baubles, and look, there's a black and white stripe there. That looks probably a jam pot lid. It's a lovely way of combining crafting and Christmas decorations together. And if you were a long-standing member of the local community, you would have loved this display. It was called Black and White Smarden. As we pan across, the Christmas trees have been decorated in shades of black and white, and then garlands strung of black and white photographs depicting local scenes and people. And where do you think the colour inspiration came from this next tree? It really reflects the colours in the wall hanging off to the side. These are fun decorating ideas that you could incorporate into your tree at home, although I'm not entirely sure that I'd want my tree strung with fresh Brussels sprouts. But we've got garlands of orange slices, fresh red chilies, radishes. It really is a foodie's delight. And for those of you who are members of my special YouTube group, you'll find some extra footage of the little walking tour we did around the village, and then we came back to the church for a warming cup of tea and a homemade rock cake. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's tour of the Christmas Tree Festival at Smarden. It really was magical. So that's all for me for now, and I'll see you again next time.